2022 through 2023 fiscal year budget work session.
Okay, so this is just a work session, so we won't be voting today. We do have our special board meeting for the proposed budget where we will be voting on specifics that we discussed today on May 18th. That's a Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Okay, the first thing you have in front of you is a spreadsheet showing the cost of salaries with the proposed 3% increase for all employees and holiday bonus. On this spreadsheet, it continues on as we did with the ARP funds, where the part-time receive half as the full-time for the bonuses. I can see I need to change on that line. The third down, I need to change that to 275. Okay, so I would like to propose this year is we go ahead and put it in the budget and vote on it and make it effective July 1st. The way we've done the last 2 years is we put it in the budget, and then about November we paid it retroactively. So I would like to just go ahead and start July 1st. But that's one of those things I'll include it in the budget, proposed budget, that I'll bring to you on May 18th, and you can just vote one way or another then. So the second thing is the medical insurance quote. And I don't want to say what your thoughts are on that. What's your thoughts? Wait, don't?
I mean, like you said, in the past, we normally wait till about November to see our funding. I mean, we do approve it, but, will we have the funds to start with? To start at July 1.
Right. Okay. We'll still vote on that, so it'll be official. Yeah. Okay. Now, medical insurance quotes. So we did seek out medical insurance for 4 locations. We have one. We have 2 that did not want to respond. They just chose not to give us a quote, but then I'm presenting you 2. So let's look at our current person first, and he looks like the one that says Michael Wells on the top. Okay, so these are going to be almost identical. It's Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and then this is the second person. So Michael Wells with the current insurance representative, Woodward Insurance, and then this is Blue Cross and Blue Shield, which is Seth Farley Insurance. Okay, so I just want to kind of let you know that we're going with these proposal is a better program than what we had, a better policy than what we had, so it does cost more. We currently are $8,960 a month, and these are going to be going up about $2,000 a month. So it's going to be 1 card. Right now they have 4 cards, 3 cards, I think. 1 for primary, 1 for secondary, 1 for vision, and maybe 1 for dental. So this is going to be all Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Either way we go with 1 card. And so originally when I talked to him, he was giving me a little higher. So he was giving me max of out-of-pocket $1,500 with a $500 deductible. And then this gentleman is max out-of-pocket. It's identical. It's identical. I don't even see that. There's not any difference. It's exactly the same. And one of them is quoting it at $11,412. You'll have to note that because you see that $12,000 was actually with our employee that just left. So we just have 11 full-time, 1 part-time on that quote. But if you did take out the part-time, that quote would be $10,469. So on this one, $11,600. So you're really talking about $11,600 compared to the $11,400. They're $188 difference. So I feel like it's almost which provider you wanted to go with. And I do want to mention, if you continue to pay that part-time person with this new insurance, it will cost $18,269 a year. So we'll keep that in mind. I keep thinking maybe that is a lot.
So we just have one part-time employee?
You just have one part-time on the insurance policy right now, yes. Because the other one, which is actually water plant, I don't want to mention the names, but he is number, at the water plant, probably number 3 or 4. He already had, insurance, of course, and he opted out. And then, the first part-time person under maintenance, he already had insurance, and so he opted out. It's your second one under maintenance that will cost you $18,269 a year. Okay.
8,000, not 18.
$18,269
Yeah.
a year, because this is a better policy. You know, we want a cheaper policy, but now we're going to have to find money.
What about the office, the second one on the office?
That is listed as number 14 for you to let me know whether to put that amount in the budget, or if you yesterday y'all talked about maybe posting that position. So, I
But
still
it's
need
not
the
a
dollar
full-time
amount.
position. You said we had one part-time. That's a part-time
You have
position
4
too.
part-time positions. If you don't consider your tourism right now, she was filled in, and we only paid for her. We never did give her insurance, but she didn't work. But sporadically, we only voted, you and Togo voted to give her vision and
Yeah, we've
dental.
seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have only one person on part-time. Okay. So, what's your thoughts on that? You know, you're comparing apples to apples.
I like this one because they're here in town,
They are here in town. They're very close.
just down the street. So, I mean, that's the one I would prefer. In
And
my
so y'all
opinion.
can think about that, and we'll bring that in 2 weeks. We want to get to work on that one, because if we change representatives, we're going to do all the new paperwork and get it done as quick as possible, because there'll be no lapse. We want no lapse. Okay, that's insurance. Next thing, okay, so right in front of you is what we currently have budgeted for these next items. And you're just kind of discussing, you just want to repeat it. We got your street dance, your senior center, your downtown projects, festivals, fishing derby, Halloween candy. And what we've kind of done is we just keep doing the same amount. If you got a reason to increase it, decrease it, just, you know.
Because we used to have money in the Christmas parade. I guess that's when the town government ran, now it's run by RTA. If we had money in that line item, could we give that money to RTA?
Sure you can. Do you want to?
I mean,
you wanna
because
just
they
write
run
down-
the parade for the town.
Yeah. I don't,
See how
I
much
thought
of
the
that
fishing derby was RTA too.
It is. So that
Nice.
money would be
given to tourism.
yes.
yeah.
Or not. I mean, tourism may want it or not. Do y'all want it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of a.
How about the Christmas parade? How much would you guys need?
I really don't know what was previous to this, but
I think it was 1,000 or 1,500.
I was
I
thinking
can't
it was.
remember.
I would say 1,500. So will you correct me about something?
Okay.
This one right here, I thought we voted yesterday for 9.
Yeah, right here, the rest of it.
Oh, okay. All right. There's the other.
And so, basically, whenever they need that money, we would just send that money, or we just send all of it at one time to them, and they can.
Right, we'll
Okay.
write a check to them.
So the RTA will receive that and that from the town.
Okay.
And what about the Halloween candy too?
They do that too.
Yeah, so that money would go to them as well. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll leave all those numbers
Yeah.
the same. Now, the department head requests. Oh, wait, you wanna look at that some more?
Yeah, I hadn't got all the way down yet.
Because some of those will be addressed individually. But those particular ones, street dance, senior center, downtown projects, festivals, fishing, Halloween, and Christmas.
Where's the revved up regular
I
thing?
pay him out of downtown.
Okay, all that's out of that.
Projects, and right now he's downtown projects is $5,000.
Okay. There was
He
something.
does have 2,500 left in that part, if he has got that project, he
Okay.
can ask him.
There was something else. When we sponsor, well, we talked about having a line item just for public relations at like the Shriners and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, well, normally we take that one out of, all the way at the bottom, we've been taking it out of that advertising, like a promotion.
Okay. Okay.
And we've been giving about 1,000 to Shriners, so it's still
Thank you.
in there.
Okay. That's all I was wondering. The rest of it looks all right to me.
Okay, so we had that department head workshop on April 7th, and we'll go over what we discussed. So we still have the Collins drainage issue, so I really wish that, like I said yesterday, the budget doesn't roll over, that's $13,000. So I'm really hoping instead of taking up this next budget, since we should could get it done in the next 2 months, if anybody can persuade.
I can reach out to them, Sonia. after
So
the
they
meeting.
still haven't fixed the issue that we paid them the money for?
No, they've not been paid.
No,
No,
we
that's
don't.
what she's saying. We need to pay it out before the next.
It's just
year.
in the budget.
Have they fixed it?
No,
So
I'm
we
just gonna
had
try to reach out to them and try to get them to
Okay.
work on it.
Yeah. Well,
And then we have 2 things left in the budget that with the dry shed for pipes out of the maintenance shop that the auditor had recommended, and the chemical storage that workers' comp had recommended. That money's still in the budget, and we can roll it over if it don't happen. So I'm probably gonna just put all 3 of these in the budget. And
Yeah.
then if it don't work out,
That's what I would say. Then that way we can, because this late, we wouldn't even be able to get these buildings probably what, about 5 to 6 months out, I believe, on
well,
most of them.
it honestly depends on which ones you get in touch with. Some of them's quick, some of them's not.
Yeah.
okay, so for the water department, they had 4 items. They haven't been able to get a quote for the lagoon map, so we're just gonna ignore that for right now. Yesterday, you approved to go ahead and pay the number 2, the Jaliska valve, and the backwash valve. So the only thing we need to put in their budget is the sludge pump for $8,555, which you have a quote that is the next thing in your list, which is from,
Is this a backup pump or just a?
okay, I got it in my notes, when they need that pump. That pump is $8,555.
I think it's a pump at the headworks. I think that's the one.
No, because they were specific. I told them I needed to know what's the water department so I can charge it. Oh, and so I wanted to put that with ARP funds when we receive those in August. But wait, let me tell you why we need this 8,000. Let me find out. But I won't put it in the budget. I'm going to wait, if it's okay with y'all, to wait until we receive our August ARP money and pay it out of there. But I'm going to find out what's the reason. Oh, it's a replacement. And I put it in the notes. Sludge pump replacement. They need replacement. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on actually with that, but I'm going to find out more details. Yes, we're going to put that in August. Probably the September board meeting. So Lamar didn't have any requests.
So he's just keeping his basically the same, his budget.
No, he gave me his budget and we made some new, a few changes, but he didn't have anything he needed to order.
Okay.
He didn't have cost
Big ticket items or nothing,
No.
just general maintenance.
right now.
Okay.
Okay, so department head. So now we're down to the maintenance. So I need to just, we'll go through each one. Backflow training, 5,000. We need to put that in there because they don't want to get any fines by not having that. Underground detention, we took care of yesterday. Pump replacement at the lift station, 32,987. That one I'm a little bit nervous about whether we'll have enough in his budget because his payroll went up this time. We added a new person, so this one I'd like to hold off on if we can, and then bring it back to him. But we're going to find out how important that pump station lift is.
That's the lift station. That's at the
Sorry.
Headworks. Is that the one at the Headworks?
Yeah, I believe it is, yeah.
Because that pump has never been replaced.
Yeah, it's really, it's.
And if it goes out, there's like, I think he said eight
Okay, so we'll put it
weeks
in.
or 8 months, so time to get a new one.
And then your quotes are behind each of this, but your impact drill is 636, and your drilling machine is 5,732. And he's a 9-inch trench bucket because he doesn't have a 9-inch trench bucket. That's $1,002. And he's a backup pump for the septic receiving station, $4,387.
That's out of the sanitation.
And then cross connection control, ORC for backup until we get somebody trained, $1,800 a year. And the backflow valve testing, $600.
And that guy will be doing both of those. That
Yeah.
one.
Yes, same digger.
Okay.
So we'll include all those and let y'all vote on that. And
So can we just like up his budget? Because
For
if he
the-
has to have all this, I mean,
I'm gonna put the numbers in. We're gonna have to cut somewhere, so we'll have to bring that back to you on the.
I mean, because this right here is something that
Yeah,
hardly
well-
ever has to, I mean, it's never been replaced. So that's something that's not gonna be, like, we could up his budget to cover all of that, and then next year when we do our planning, we can kind of take that back out of it. We can pull that money out of somewhere else and put it in his budget so that.
Yeah, so I have to make my revenue match my expenses. So I'm hoping that after I get it all put in, that.
We
that
got
won't be a
extra
problem.
funds just added into the budget.
Yeah,
as
add
well.
it into his budget.
Yeah.
To cover all
And if
that.
it don't cover, we have to take it out of fund balance, out of savings, but we're gonna put it in.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one is the Nantahala Library. So what we've been given the library is support is $7,000. So if you just keep going to, it's before that. So like you did a Ferguson. So look over here in this.
Yeah, it was stepping
Okay, so the library, 7,000 is what we're currently, they were requesting 8,500, and they said that they're going to be giving a 5% raise to all their staff and a 20% anticipated health insurance increase. Those are two things that we help support: their salaries, their insurance, their taxes, and their telephone. So they also would like to ask, in addition to that, if this town would be willing to sponsor the mountain music program for $2,600. That's a guitar lessons they do once a week for 2 hours at the library. So I just want to see what you guys want to do. Do you want to keep it at 7,000? Do you want to up it to the 10,000, 11,000, or?
Well, I mean, if we're having to crunch numbers already because of all of this.
Two different funds. This is general fund.
This is general, okay.
This is general fund, and there is a potential savings if you don't replace
Look at
that.
the wrong one again.
This,
I was looking at the wrong one again.
Okay,
This
so,
one.
Yeah.
Also this.
so currently 7,000. They had requested 7,500 last year, but we just gave them 7,000. We kept it the same as the previous year. You do have, you just discussed on your salaries, you've got a potential where you might be saving money right there if you don't replace that or hire that back up at the town hall. Oh, and so their total request right now is 8,500 plus 2,600, 11,100.
That's with this mountain music program.
We can do 7, we can do 5,000, we can do, what do you guys say? We were doing 5,000 for years. The county, I think, does 64,000, 40,000. They do a big old chunk of money. This is for public purpose, no doubt about it, so our taxes definitely are allowed to go to.
Would they want the mountain music program every year? So that would be a standard.
We're going to, I would suggest that we only say one time, 1 year. They're doing it currently, but they had some funds or somebody was helping them. We want to think about that and add to it later.
Yeah, I would like just give them the, what do you think? You give them 8, and then we have any extra money later on, we can see if we can fund the music program.
Okay. Does that sound good? 8,000, not the 8 probably.
Yeah, 8,000, and then see if we can fund the later on in the year.
Yeah, that's fine.
The sheriff department request. So they had requested $153,000 to help with a officer, 2 officers. Now we know that we can either reduce our budget by $153,000 or we can increase our taxes by
30%.
30% if we want to do this. We still like the idea of giving out a percentage, because if you give a percentage of what you collect, you never have to give more than what you get, you know, so.
I mean, I know we can't, and I'm not going to raise the taxes to do this in no way. We can't afford it. And the people in the town can't afford that because they're already double taxed anyhow. So I would like, if they need material things like, say a car for instance, or a weapon, or stuff for their officers, we could probably fund that. But far as this amount and this salary, I don't think we can. And I spoke with their chief deputy about it a while back, and he understood. And I told him what our tax rate would have to be for us to make this amount of money. I think it goes up to like 93%, 93 cents on the dollar, right?
And it's right now 0.60 per $100. Yes, no B per 100.
But we just, if they need material things, we can just do a budget amendment throughout the year to a certain amount, is the way I see it. But I know we can't do this. I know we can't.
So Becky Garland had asked me about this, so would you like for me to send her a message saying if you have a specific request, we don't want to do an ongoing.
Yeah, if they have a specific request or an item that they need, and we'd be more apt to do that than we did do that because we can't afford that.
Okay. So the item number 7, the ORC at the sewer and water plant has requested a laptop, and these are some in his current budget. We just want to throw it. Well, we're not voting today.
But if it's in his current budget,
okay. And if you two are okay with the one he wants,
the mayor can approve it. It's already in his current budget.
Okay, we got money in the budget for it.
So these were suggested by Wayne Hyatt, so I'll just let them all pick which one he wants.
So he's got money in his budget for it now, Tony?
What?
He's got money in the budget for it
He
now?
does have
Okay.
money in his budget. just don't usually order laptops, so we're just kind of running
Yeah.
it by you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so water rates. This is just a suggestion. I almost wish we were in closed session because I don't like saying this right here. Okay, so since we're reducing, this is a suggestion to send to the North Carolina Treasurer to request with the changes that this board has made, both with the shut-off policy since June 2nd, 2021, that has increased their water and sewer collections to 97%, which represents $43,000 a year. And with combining one employee to make two jobs, they're saving $30,000 a year. I would like to suggest that we take $51,600 of that and request to the North Carolina Treasurer if we could reduce all residential water rates by $5 across the board, which represents $51,600. But I have to have the board's approval before I could do that. It would be effective July 1st in the new budget year. And then you're going to have $22,000 left. And Taco had a suggestion of maybe spreading that amount out among the current employees at the water plant. And when I did the math for just your 3 employees that are full-time, that would be $3.20 an hour. But then you have one part-time employee that works 16 hours. And so you would just reduce that if you wanted to include him in that. Any dollar amount, I was just doing the math, that you want to, he had suggested we want to keep them happy, so we need clean water. I need water. Of course, they'll be included in our 3% increase.
On top of that. Right.
That's right, yes. So I think I'll let y'all talk about that, and we'll,
Okay.
I'll have to get permission. So on the next meeting on May 18th, I will look up the budget as if we did not do it. I'll look up the budget as if we did it, because I don't know what to do. I can't look up the budget unless I know which way to go with that one, because that included both lowering my water, which is my revenue, and that includes paying out we'll just make that adjustment at that meeting. We'll make that adjustment at that meeting verbally, and the way we will do is we'll vote on certain items on May 18th. We'll mark up the proposed budget as seen fit. We'll get it as you guys want it, and then it will sit on the table for 10 days before the
June meeting.
The public hearing
Public
on the
hearing.
June meeting on the first Wednesday of June
Okay.
2nd, maybe.
I mean, I'm fine with it as long as it gets approved as state and we give our water plant employees, so we can keep them. We don't want them to go nowhere else. We want them to work for us.
What's your thoughts on the part-time person? Do it straight across the board, everybody the same?
I would think so.
Okay.
I mean, I would think so. I mean, we've been lectured about keep doing the same across the board. You can't treat nobody no different.
Well, part-time
I know.
is definitely different.
I know,
than
but as
full-time.
far as other issues,
Part-time is definitely different than full-time employees. No doubt about it. They're giving a lot of their time. Okay, so I would like to recommend for this year we keep the millage rate the same, which is 0.60 per 100. We did reduce it 2 years ago, and I think for right now I would like to keep it the same. We don't know what we're going to do for the sheriff's department and support, so I would like to recommend we keep that the same. The next thing is the holiday schedule. The board has a policy, and this allows for the days in your policy, except for the 4th of July. The policy allows for 1 day, but one of the councilmen recommended 2 days. The
That was
4th of
just
July is on a Sunday.
yeah, it's on Sunday.
Well, if we do 2 days on that one, we need to take 1 day off of one of these other ones, I think.
I mean, it was
If the
just
4th of July is on a Sunday, they're gonna be getting 2 days anyway if we give them Monday too.
Okay, so we'll take
Yeah,
one
that-
day off.
we'll
And
take
so-
that Friday off, and then they'll get that, of course, that Sunday night.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Sunday and that Monday.
And I do have another issue. It has something to do with the holiday schedule. I was approached by a few members in the community about trash pickup, especially on the long holiday weeks, is that they come in. I know we got a policy that it states that the next business day, but some of the business owners are still open and they still have garbage, and
I've
They
dealt
just-
with it too. They've
and
talked
they
to
just suggest that maybe on the say if they're off Friday and Monday, is one of those days we have a crew come in, if we can get a crew to come in and do the garbage, just the garbage and then go home. I mean, but we would have to address that, and we'd have to make a policy change, I think. Is that right?
Well, you have voted,
Yeah.
so it's not technically policy, it's just you have voted to,
I mean, if
Pick
we
up
get
trash
we get at least 2 guys to come in, at least, especially on the maybe the Thanksgiving, and them would probably be the only 2 days, the Thanksgiving and Christmas holiday.
and so according to how many people you bring in, if you just bring in 2, I'll still need to
Yeah.
increase the budget because they'll be paid double time to come in on a holiday.
Yes.
So you'll let me know about that.
Yeah.
So-
Be sure and put that on next
Yeah,
on June. Is it? I guess June.
okay.
So what if none of them's willing to?
I don't know. Unless we make them or mandate that 2 people have to come in. That's not what we have to do. It's saying 2 people is going to come in and do garbage at least one day, and then go home. Because you give them the option, they may not come in.
Well, I mean,
Well, I
yeah.
can
But it is a holiday.
I can understand them wanting to take a
Yeah.
holiday off. It's Christmas. Okay. So the next thing is we had a councilman who had suggested, had looked at a streets. It was J.R. Birchfield's truck. It's an old truck. It's a Ford Ranger and it's old. He was suggesting that we might take money out of savings and buy a new work truck for him, something with an automatic 4-wheel drive. Every time when he goes out and read meters, he has to turn it off, pop
'Cause
out,
it's a straight.
read, come back in.
Yeah.
But that will be obsolete very soon when we have automatic meter system, but I am pursuing these quotes to you because a council requested it. I thought if we were going to do it, we should do something pretty new because these dollar amounts aren't that drastically different. And so I kind of like that 26 miles for 54,000, but it is a work truck. It will cost more gas than his Ford Ranger, but I'm not sure.
I mean-
Do
if
we need
ever
4-wheel
had-
drive for that? I'm just wondering. And then
At
if we're
times.
getting these new meters to where that you drive by and pick it up, it automatically picks it up.
And I have another question. Do they need a service truck, or they just do a truck, just a regular pickup with a toolbox on it?
Right.
Because that's what he's driving now, just a regular pickup with a toolbox.
Well, no can be thinking about
Okay.
that. We had councilman who asked for it, so I put it in there. And this automatic meter system that is included in the,
Second grant.
is not a drive-by. It is a Sherry pushing a button and turning
Yeah.
people
Mhm.
off. and
Yeah,
doing
it's
it.
You can read all the
information will come up
We're
here.
eliminating all of that completely, so.
Yeah, it'll come directly to Sherry's computer.
So they don't even have to drive by
Right.
for the computer to pick it
Yeah,
up.
And the beauty about that is Sherry can see today that there was a problem.
If they
If it
use
does-
excessive amounts, you can see, you
Good,
can
good.
call them and say, hey, something's wrong with your meter.
Right, because it sends her a message.
Mhm.
Because they may not go by Sweetwater or Atoa or certain areas. They may not do that drive-by every day. And she's going to be able to have that control, so it's nice. If somebody doesn't need to work with, they don't do shut-offs. They click and then click back. They will have to go lock it up if they choose to, but we're hoping, hey, maybe don't lock up right at first. Just shut it off. It keeps our guys trying to go out there,
So
But
then we really need to think about that as far far as getting a new vehicle.
Right.
Does it have to do that?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it has to be a service truck or it could just be a pickup. That'd be something we'd have to talk to Chad about, I'm sure.
Or we
We'll
can
need to
wait
think
till it
about-
dies. Wait till all of
And
them
then
die
just,
get
buy
another
another one.
Yeah.
Drive it to it break.
Less gas too. I mean, you gotta think about the gas
But the small
prices, too.
trucks anymore are about the same price. I mean, even the small truck, because I looked at them, like the Colorado.
Oh, I know the price of them
They're
are.
outrageous.
Absolutely.
Okay, so number 12 is the Grace Place request. And this is a community table volunteer. We've helped them in the past. We've given them $2,000 on June 2021. They have sent a request to the board asking for $7,500 to help with food supplies.
Can you say how much we give them?
We, in the
Okay.
past, we get $2,000.
Well, food has went up.
I didn't have a specific line item for them before, we just.
A lot of town people utilize their service over there.
I say we need to give it to them. We need to put it in the budget.
I think so.
They've been they've been in it a long time, and they showed that they're a big help to the community.
The 7,500. I'm gonna make it a line item so we can specifically see that it's for the Grace Place in the budget.
Okay.
Community Outreach Center, they have requested 25% of your alcohol tax that you receive. But you should be receiving soon because I know Ingalls started a month ago and they'll be sending in monthly. And
We'll revisit that after we
Start-
get in. Because we don't know what we're getting, and we can't promise that out if we don't know what we're getting.
Well, we don't even.
I mean,
25% is whatever you get.
yeah, whatever you get, yeah.
It could be,
I don't think we
it could be
can give them
$500, you
25%.
know, could be 10.
I really don't.
Yeah. So
I really don't want.
I don't think we need to give them 25%.
Okay, now, in the budget, so like I said, that's how I work up the numbers. So next thing is that part-time office position. Do you guys want me to put money in that line item or just take that off completely?
Well, I think we discussed that. We're going to actually create, as of June or July 1, that position will be no longer.
Okay.
But the money's still going to be there because we want to actually do it the right way and do a job description, and they'll be working just in the office. They'll be not tied to RTA or anything to that.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep that money in there. But I won't keep it as a vision and dental because
No.
that was a
No,
special.
that
Yeah, it
was,
was different.
yeah, we really messed
Yeah.
up.
So now, it was $42 a month
Yeah.
to pay for vision and dental. Now I got cameras. So I did call Tim Sullivan and say, can these work at the tanks? And they said yes, that it would require a
That's
solar and something else, something additional amount. And he was gonna give me a quote and I ain't got it yet.
Because I'm
but
sure it would have to work with, we'd have to have Wi-Fi capability at,
He said
you
no,
know?
because of this, it's similar to a cell phone. It's
Cellular
similar
data?
to a cell
Okay.
phone. What's your thoughts about cameras? Should we include these in the budget? Like we said, number 42 doesn't zoom out, and 52 was a little bit better. If Sean was actually here sitting at the computer, he could zoom. You know, workman's comp had said before that they would probably reduce our policy if we had something out of water plant because they're there 24/7. They're
By
they-
themselves.
outside, yeah, and inside, and
And I just wonder if this is going to be enough cameras.
well, I
We'd
just
have to
don't
add
know.
we'd have to add the tanks.
Yeah, it'd be four
Yeah.
more, wouldn't it?
So,
I'll say we budget for them.
Budget of
We
52.
really need one at the well side too.
Zooms, or
Yeah,
like-
probably.
Yeah.
But
we
we'll need to budget more than what this is, cause we're gonna be needing more cameras, right?
How many tanks are there?
Well,
4?
on that grant, we're supposed to get another one that goes through.
Yeah, and it's going at the well side.
Yeah, so we may have to put a camera there too.
Or have it available to put, so we
Yeah.
won't have to order it, you know.
How many?
So, be 4 more.
Okay, so he'll give me the quote on how much, that's additional now, but, I'll put it in the budget.
You can get the 52 one.
Yeah, the 52.
Yeah, the camera 52.
Last thing is time clocks, and so yesterday y'all had asked me to give you an automatic. So I printed one from Uline and one from Quill. Just a basic one for Quill is $203, and then you have to, or you need to order the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Time cards are like $11 a pack, and then you could order a shelf sleeve card, and that's $32. So for each location, you're talking about, from the Quill, about $240. And then one from Uline, the manual is $369, and then with the supplies. We do order from both Quill and Uline often, so I am happy to use that vendor that we know that we can get additional cards that are gonna work. And
What kind do y'all use? Is it similar to this?
We use some like this.
Similar to that?
Yeah.
I think the only difference in that one, this one, it's got a digital clock on it. The other
Yeah.
one. Put it in the budget. So we would have to have,
3 we're thinking, because we're not sure about having the one at the sewer plant since we're trying about going salary eventually anyway. But you will have other employees who might work at the sewer plant who could check in at the maintenance department. But I think they can start out with 3 and do something
Yeah.
later. Now, which one do you like?
I kinda like the one with the digital clock.
The Quill.
Well, it's about the same price as the other one. I mean,
So
well, it's a little bit more.
69.
we'll put enough in the budget for both, and y'all can just say
Okay.
that another day.
Alright.
Okay. All right. Are we pointing to digital or automatic?
Oh, I thought he said digital. I was just looking at
This one.
this. Oh, you were talking about this one.
One on the back, right?
Yeah.
That is all I have. Do y'all have anything you want to add to the budget this year?
Well, I would like to add some money in for some newer Christmas lights, but I don't know what the price is, so they change every year. So we have like a set line item for at least a line item this year for, I would say, $6 grand. I don't think we got anything in there. Because you have to order them like in July. I mean, you have to order them like that. I mean, that's what I'd like to see, just so we'd have more different displays around town.
Right.
6,000.
Yeah. And that's all I have. You have
So
anything
what
else?
about, since all that transpired yesterday, do we need to figure out how we're gonna do this for RTA? And paying them a different way for that? Is that something that,
No, I'm not sure.
Well, an option would be to add on a paycheck a different line item that says it comes out of tourism, and then just have the money come straight out of tourism, you know? It's the same.
I talked to the North Carolina School of Government, and they said that it could be fixed up in our policy, but we would have to word it to where that since tourism is a entity under
Mhm.
us, we can do that.
We certainly need to not do it under water and sewer like we're doing now. If you want
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
different.
to do it, it is coming out of general fund.
That's the reason why you said another line item with just that amount of money in it for.
So it comes out of general
Yeah.
fund.
Yeah, so they'll be
So
paid for
far,
that
we
time
can.
out of general fund. Because it shows a public purpose, is that correct?
Well, I don't know if tourism
Well-
is a public purpose.
Well, I'm talking about the stuff that they do is for public purpose. Some of it, yeah.
They should be promoting tourism using occupancy tax.
So what do you think about a pay raise for us,
Personally,
Sean?
I don't want myself. It's up to me. I mean, that's me, but if it's up to you and Kenneth, if that's what you want.
I just thought we might need to put that on there if we wanted to look into that. That's all.
Well, that's all we have.
All right, we got a motion to close this.
I don't think it's just a work session. I don't think you gotta have a motion to
Oh,
close.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll call this,
Thank you.
close this work session at 2:45.